Environmental Administrative Offices, how can I help you?
This is Letty Bowden calling, and I'd like to get a Freedom of Information form sent to me.
A Freedom of Information form.
Yes, you know, one of those forms so I can get information that your office has. They told me about it at the library.
What kind of information are you looking for?
Well, I live by Sandy Stream, and there's bad stuff in that water. I know there is. It's really bad. It stinks. I have to keep my grandkids away from there. And when we wrote to your office and asked for something to be done, they wrote back 2 months later and said they'd consulted with experts and that the water wasn't harmful.
Well, that sounds about right.
So I wrote back and I said I wanted to see who they consulted with and what these so-called experts said. And they said they couldn't give me that information because no report had been issued except that the water in the stream wasn't dangerous. So I want to file one of those Freedom of Information forms and get all the letters from the experts and all that and just see what's going on. It sounds fishy to me.
Well, I can understand your interest, but if the experts have determined that the water is safe, it really is. They're the experts, after all.
I want to see how they decided that. They sure didn't come out here to test it. I'll tell you that.
I'm afraid I don't have that information. I'm familiar with that case, and all of the correspondence was conducted through email. Those emails are probably spread over half a dozen computers, and probably a lot have been erased already. And besides, email doesn't fall under the Freedom of Information rules. I'd be happy to send you a form, and you're welcome to fill it out, but all you'll get is what you already have, the official conclusion letter.
But that's just not right.
Letty is correct. It isn't right, and it isn't legal either. Employees' emails are public records once a state agency decision is reached and should be made available to citizens if they request them. In this case, since the state employees were consulting with outside experts about a state agency matter in the course of their routine duties, the responses are part of the record, and Letty should have access to them. Since the emails may be spread over several employees' computers, it may take some research to gather them. As we mentioned in the previous scenario, Letty may have to pay a fee if it takes longer than an hour to find and process them for her. But that is a very different situation from the agency employee claiming that emails in general are not covered by Maine's Freedom of Access law. They are. They are covered.